Hello, YouTube. You are tuned in to the Katie Talk 101 show. Okay, when you come in, go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not. And big shout out to all my new subscribers and my subscribers. Okay, so I wanted to get off into the latest topics. Really been trending on TikTok a whole lot. It is this 4B movement. I don't know if anybody's aware of the 4B movement, but here is a just rundown definition of what it's about. In okay, so it says the 4B movement. It's a feminist movement which it is purported to have originated in South America in 2019, and it's basically women are opting out and renouncing dating men, marrying men, having intercourse with men, having children with men. They're like completely basically what they would call decentering men. So they are decentering men and they call this the 4B movement. I ended up looking it up on TikTok, okay? I ran across a whole lot of videos. But the I think this was probably the second video that I seen. It didn't have as many views as the first one I seen, but I want you guys to take a listen to this video. And she is basically keeping it real. She's basically saying a lot of women in Korea don't even agree to this movement. So I just found that pretty funny that they said it originated out of North Korea, but a lot of women are not going by this 4B movement. Listen to what this young lady has to say.
Movement is, and we need to stop this misinformation.
Okay, so thank you to my friend Annie for making that video because I am a Korean woman currently living in Korea and I have so much to say about this topic. So, most of the 4B movement videos that I've seen on TikTok are made from foreigners. And I think Korean Americans or just Asian people living in the West, but not actually people.
Korean women have no idea what the 4B movement is, and we need to stop this misinformation.
Okay, so thank you to my friend Annie for making that video because I am a Korean woman currently living in Korea and I have so much to say about this topic. So, most of the 4B movement videos that I've seen on TikTok are made from foreigners. And I think Korean Americans or just Asian people living in the West, but not actually people living in Korea. So, like I said, I live in Seoul. What I think is happening is the Western media likes to really pick up on these sensationalist, provocative topics and then makes it into an article, and then everyone on TikTok follows suit and makes videos about it. But let me tell you, I am 29, going to turn 30 this year, and literally all the conversations that I have with my friends around my age is about, oh my God, we're looking to get married. We need to find good partners and we need to do this before it gets too late or we're just like aged out of their marriage market, you know? And I just made a YouTube video about this Korea's population crisis, why nobody's getting married or having babies. But I also explained there are services in Korea like marriage matchmaking services where people go and you pay a broker and you submit all this information about yourself, your income, your assets, your family background, if you have any debt, like which university you went to, you submit all that information and then they take that and then they will try to match you up with people who they think that you're on par with. So, you know how you see in K dramas how like the poor girl ends up marrying the richest CEO of Korea? Yeah, in reality, that never happens. So, people go to these marriage services and they're heavily used. There are literally so many in the country because everyone is using them. And so, the 4B movement in Korea is a very, very small fraction of the whole Korean population in general. It's just the Western media likes to highlight that part and make it seem like it's the biggest issue in Korea, which it really is not. I can promise you that. Don't believe all those sensational articles written online all the time. Most people in Korea still like the other sex. We want to date, we want to find love, we want to get married. Those are like the big majority. And it's only the small group of extreme radical misandrists and extreme radical misogynists. They just seem like the loudest because the most attention goes to them. But yeah, I literally just dropped a YouTube video explaining about this whole thing. So go watch it, Annalie, on YouTube.
First, get ready with
Okay, if y'all want to check out Annalise over on YouTube, you can check her out. She's talking about a whole lot of things dealing with what they deal with out there in Korea. Good afternoon and good morning to everybody out there. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button and welcome to the chat. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you so much for your time. So yeah, so basically the breakdown in the 4B movement, she's seeing a lot of women in Korea.
with me after
Hold on. She's saying this is what she's saying, okay? She's saying a lot of women in Korea are not for the 4B movement. Like she said, a lot of women that are of her age, around 29, knocking on 30, they actually want a family and they want to get married. But my question would be to her is looking at she's a very lovely looking young lady. She looking at her video, I didn't watch all her videos, but from what I've seen, she looks like she's very intelligent, very beautiful. She has no children, she's around 29. She looks like she's a good catch. So my question would be to the men who are out there, and as you heard, she said all of her friends want to get married and they want families. So why don't they have it? And this is another thing I ran across too, dealing with Korea. And I want to show you guys this so you don't think I'm just making up stuff. I like to show receipts when I'm talking. So I'm thinking with these women saying that they want marriage, why is this going on? You have Korea. Korea actually has the lowest birth rate in the world. That's crazy. Okay, so now you hear about the 4B movement that's so called originated from out of South Korea. But looking at these stats right here, and let me make sure I'm showing it to you all so you can see yourself. Korea basically has the lowest birth rate as of 2022. South Korea is the country with the world's lowest total fertility rate of 0.8. So, looking at this situation right here, it looked like this did not happen overnight. You got to think when it comes to birth rate, that's stuff that's built up over time. And with it being at its lowest, but you have one woman in the video saying, "Hey, us women that are originally from here, this is not our deal idea." She basically saying Korean women from the Western world with the Western mindset, they are the ones who push the 4B movement. Hey, let's say that that's true. Let's go with it and say that it's true. But why do y'all have the lowest birth rate? It looked like y'all been it looked like the women unconsciously in Korea have already been practicing the 4B movement. They just didn't realize they were doing it. Because for you ladies out here to have the like y'all not having kids, it's saying here, a lot of y'all not getting married, and that's the big reason why the birth rate is so low. Let me see. I'm gonna stroll. I'm gonna do a little strolling because when you ask one question, Google shows many things and why it probably came about. What country is the lowest birth rate? Okay, why does Korea have such a low birth rate? Okay, so it's saying that a report from North Korea Central Bank is showing the root of the cause behind the country's declining fertility rate. It includes changing around employment and houses and childcare. So really, if you all the people who are of the fewer percentage, the upper higher up people, if y'all want people like these Gen Xers and the millennials, the Gen Xers and millennials are not about to birth a lot of kids that they can't afford. They don't have the same mindset that our grandmothers and everybody had like back in the early 1900s when women were just getting rights. Women, couldn't do a lot of things. They can do it now, and they choosing not to have kids because y'all don't want to pay. Y'all don't want to give people money. I think it comes from let's see. I think it comes from when doing this. We doing this in the country now, teaching the kids to change themselves is one. Yep. It's tragic in depopulation. Yep, depopulation is going on right before our eyes, and it's making its way over here to the U.S. So, like, they're saying that this 4B movement came from out of Korea, but you have a whole lot of women. It's like, no, we want kids, we want a husband, we want this family, we want it, but you all are not getting it, and it's because it's the low quality, dirty dating pool out here. So, you have women like this in this video that's saying no, we want men, but obviously the men are not acting right, so you can get them. I mean, the men are actually gonna have to fall in line with what's going on, or a lot of women are deciding, and that's what I was talking about in the selective breeding video. I really want you guys to go and see that. I see the numbers are still low on it, but when I was talking about single mothers versus fathers, those numbers ran up. But the sad thing about it, what that young lady was saying in the video, she said a lot of the loud talking people get sensationalized. Like when Love Dorsey was talking about single mothers being the worst mothers. Like I said, I agree with her because those statuses are true. But when it comes to the solutions, those videos that people make when it comes to the solutions, those videos have the lowest views ever because all people want to talk about is the problem. But when you have people talking about, hey, here's a solution, this might be a solution. Hold on. Okay, I wanna play this. But hold on, let me do this. Okay, so this is what I wanted to say. It's like when people are talking very loud about the issues and the problems, everybody run and flock to it. Everybody got the most to say, like, oh, Love Dorsey speaking the truth. But once you say, hey, y'all stop being out here valuing these men that don't value fatherhood, start closing your legs and choosing better, that's when everybody run and scatter. They don't want to hear it because those are the actual things that's gonna stop the single mother stuff. See, they already know this in South Korea. So the women have took their power back and they didn't even know. Those women still sitting around like, hey, y'all all in the media in the Western world talking about we got a 4B movement. No, we don't. We want a man. We want a baby. But evidently, y'all day pool out there ain't doing too well either. So when people be talking about, oh, I'm gonna go overseas and get a husband, or I'm gonna go overseas and get a wife, that's not working because people all across it's a mentality, it's a culture of degeneracy. And sad to say, I think the internet caused it. Okay, let me start this over. I'm gonna just a second. I got to make sure I'm sharing this because I don't think I am. I'm still sharing the definition and the breakdown of them actually, what's the cause of y'all having such a low birth rate? Because when I look, I was like, dang, 7 point some. That's almost at a whole 1%. So it's way more people in Korea that are dying than being born. That's scary. And then, sad to say, I'm a part of the society over here in the Western world in the United States. And I would be scared to see if it's more people leaving the United States and it's less babies being born because that's why you have the higher ups creating AI. They're creating stuff to replace us because they know all the way back from Universe 25, you know, all of that stuff that they created to make us like they didn't create Universe 25 for the betterment of our country. They didn't create that for the betterment of us. Not at all. So now that everything is rearing its ugly head, they getting scared and they like, oh, we got to create AI. We got to start making more self checkouts because we have to prepare for less people being here. So our nation is declining over here in the United States too. And when I talk about women should have selective breeding, I look at it like this. If I'm gonna be the one to sit on my platform and talk about the solution, I'm gonna tell you the bad part of the solution. Cause when women start choosing better, let me see, how can I say this? The herd is gonna start thinning. I'm just gonna say that a lot of people out here who have been creating a lot of degenerate children, those people are going to stop. They're going to stop procreating. And it's going to be a shortage of people out here. And a shortage of people means a shortage of the workplace. The workplace going to be slacking. So if y'all sitting here in 2024 talking about how bad customer service is, give it 20 more years. And especially like when it comes to People like, let's say in 20 more years, I'm gonna be knocking on retirement. You know what I'm saying? Dang, that's crazy to even say. In exactly 20 more years, I'm gonna be actually preparing to retire. And just looking at how I'm gonna be moving and grooving and moving out in this world, I'm gonna be looking at stuff like, man, I used to sit over there at Katie Talk on my YouTube channel and talk about this. Because when I can just imagine how customer service gonna be, it's gonna be horrible because that the lack of people out here and the people that's gonna be left, it's gonna be a crazy world. I just blessed that I can see as many years that I can see, but at the same time, it's gonna be horrible. Hey, what's up with your urban? Shout out to the chat room. Y'all hit that like button. What's up with your money boy Trey? Yeah, I was sitting here talking. I didn't get to read the comment section. Let me make sure I highlight y'all comments and everything. Yep, AI is here for us forever by how it's designed. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're gonna start they creating AI. And you know what? I was sitting here talking to one of my clients and he's in the computer field. And he said people who know how to program AI, those are the people who are gonna be out here making all the money. So that's telling you this AI field, man, they trying to replace us. They trying to replace us. That's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. And it's all because what you men encourage women to do. Y'all encourage women to choose better. And sadly, choosing better is probably meaning than women choosing other women. A lot of these women gonna be single, which means what? These women ain't finna be having babies. See, all the gaslighting tactics that a lot of these men are using, y'all are destroying the planet. And I'm not joking. This is not a joke because I look at it like this: when less people are being born and less people can maintain this earth, that's what that means. So if you see a drastic amount of women, when you guys start noticing, and I'm pretty sure you see it now, it's a drastic amount of women who are standing up trying to help the earth. And we have a lot of global warming going on just too early. Like it's getting hot here, and places that used to get snow is not getting snow. So the earth is off. People are going to start pushing more to save the earth. And the people who are left here, y'all gonna have to, we all, I'm not gonna say y'all, I'm gonna say we are gonna have to be the people to save the earth. So if you're not doing anything constructive that's gonna put good things out here in the earth, it's like those people are gonna start dying off. That's why you see a lot of people in Korea, more people dying and less people being born. It's scary. Bad typing. I'm doing much, but I'm listening. Oh, that's what's up. Thanks for listening to Real Mad TV. Shout out to Real Mad TV. I'm gonna check you out. Most of them don't need us. Yep. Yep. It's sad to say it's a lot of women that's out here on independent stuff and they be like, oh, I don't need a man, I don't need a man. But when you look up, and let me see, I'm gonna pull this young lady up because she really explained it. Listen to her, listen to her. Shout out. Shout out to the chat. Y'all make sure I hit that thumbs up and thanks for being here.
That South Korean women have decided to opt out of dealing with men entirely. That is not a joke. That is not an exaggeration. They are not dating men. They are not marrying men. They are not having children with men. They're not even sleeping with men anymore. And it's called the 4B movement because the Korean words for those four things all start with the letter B. This kind of first started happening around 2016 when Kim Ji-young, born 1982, a novel came out. And it is a fictional book about a Korean every woman and all of the misogyny and sexism that she's experienced from literally being a child all the way to her being an adult, suffering with postpartum depression after having her child. Now, this book became a runaway bestseller among South Korean women because they were like, she's just like me for real. And that's kind of when it started cooking, right? Now, the movement officially got its name in 2019, and it's just been going ever since. It's so successful, in fact, that now South Korea has one of the lowest birth rates in the world. The number of deaths in South Korea outnumber the number of births in South Korea. And it's hilarious because all the men and the government are like, oh my God, what do we do? They don't want to like talk to us. They don't want to date us. They don't, what do we do? Like everything's in shambles. We don't know what to do. When South Korean women have been very clear from day one, they're like, hey, either you get your act together or we are literally eliminating all of this. Like, we are shutting it down. So that's the.
And you know what I find so funny? What I find funny is the fact that I would say maybe in the past 3 years strong, even over here in the United States, you turn on TikTok, Instagram, a lot of different places. You're hearing women talking about decentering men. That is the big talk. Everybody wants to decenter men because they feel like that, hey, that's what the problem is. It's the men who are the problem. But you know, when you're dealing with a group of people who probably neither side want to take responsibility for what they could take responsibility for. You have one side that's like, hey, I'm shutting it all down, I'm closing my legs. And to tell you the truth, most of the time that is probably the answer. Because, and man, just being honest, I know it's a gaslighting tactic when you hear guys say, hey, you need to choose better. But being honest, it's a lot of women that's been out here since the beginning of time choosing wrong. I mean, just to be honest, if a lot of our grandmothers or our mothers were choosing right when it came time to them carrying a child in their womb, a lot of us probably wouldn't even been born. If our grandmothers and our mothers and wouldn't have chose right, if they would have chose right, we probably wouldn't even been born. Because sometimes, even if your mom and daddy raised you, sometimes your daddy wasn't the best man he could have been to your mother, and vice versa too. But with such a big amount of people being out here who are probably not the right mate, they still getting chose. It's against the law in certain parts of China to have more than 2 kids. Yep, I heard about that too. Shout out to Rich in the chat room. Shout out to you, Rich. Good to see you dropping by. Don't know if you're still around till you come in. Money Boy Trey. Oh yeah, shout out to Money Boy Trey. Y'all go and check him out if you haven't. Yeah, so I'm seeing a whole lot of this decentering men. Women are opting out of even dating men. And sometimes when you run across certain videos, you know, it can be just a little creepy. There's a whole lot of creepy people out here on the dating scene. You really got to be careful when you're moving out and about, when you're moving around through here. I actually ended up running across this video, and I'm gonna show you all. This came from Instagram, but this was a video that ended up going viral a few hours ago. And you know what? I was just looking at this, and I'm like, these are the type of creeps that we see every day. Shout out to I think that it's on site. No, Neighborhood Talk. They the ones who posted this. But this is a man who is in Walmart. Watch what this man does on camera in the middle of Walmart. Watch this. Oh my God. When I say that is scary, these are the men who are out here in the dating pool. This is disgusting. So, do y'all wonder why the 4B movement in decentering man is a thing? This is creepy. I'm sorry. It's so creepy. This guy is up here, had his whole mouth on a pair of drawers. And them drawers look too little. Why you got them little bitty drawers? Them drawers, you need a big woman drawers. Like them drawers, them look like the kind of drawers Britney Spears be holding the swords and dancing in the video in. It look like them type of drawers. Let's see, women can try to access to the relationship and the sex. The men choose to participate in it or not. Yep, you're right. And shoot, yeah, shit. I mean, shoot, there's a lot of men out here participating. I mean, seeing that viral video of that man who had the 30 kids, you know he participating too much. These men out here participating. It tripped me out when you hear some man be like, I'm picky. Man, looking at your dating roster, honey, you don't look like you picky. Like these guys. I mean, it's like I just look at it like this. Out of all the women who probably close their legs and won't give a man access, you have pygmishas who do not care. The pygmishas, they sit around rubbing their hands like baby. They sitting around rubbing their hands like, yeah, y'all opening up the door. So shoot, I'm gonna have me a lot of men to choose from now. But this man put them draws all in his mouth. Like, why would you do that? And then I was looking at this too. Like, why is decentering men in a 4B movement a thing? Watch this. Hold on. Okay, so I don't know if y'all familiar with Kai Cenat, but he have a lot of guys around there. They playing games. But watch what this guy does. Watch this. Like, oh my God. That just looked a little creepy. I don't know. You can't be dancing like that in front of a guy that probably ain't had none. That man hormones is running wild. And this another thing I don't understand why some women will want to be in one room with all those guys. Just count how many guys are there. Like that's not safe. That is not safe. And I'm pretty sure any man out there that has a daughter, they will most definitely tell their daughter, hey, you need to watch the ratio of females to males. When you going out and you're out and about, you don't ever let yourself be outnumbered by men like this. This is so unsafe. Just looking on here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It looked like about 11, 12 dudes in that room. Them a lot of men. Yeah, ladies, y'all can't let yourselves be outnumbered like this. This is dangerous. And I see Casanat when he seen the guy get up and do that. He seen how uncomfortable the girl looked. He seen how uncomfortable she was, and he like, man, chill out. What you doing? What you doing? And it's so good that it's some guys out there that can be around to calm down their creepy friend because I always say this, if you see a group of guys and it's three or more of them, one of them out of the three is a pervert. If it's seven of them, it could be two or three of them that's probably perverts. That's why a female should never let herself get outnumbered by men. When you out hanging out, you moving out and about, don't ever go to spaces where you're that outnumbered. It's like 12 guys in there, and the only female I see is her. I don't know if it's some girls probably behind the scenes that's not showing themselves on camera. I'm not for sure, but that is unsafe, baby. You don't do that. It's so unsafe. Yeah, I mean, I'm not the type to victim blame ever, but I most definitely say, if you know the whole rundown of a man and the nature of a man, why would you put yourself one woman to 13 or 12 guys in a room? Like, don't put yourself uh in a situation like that. But whatever a person do, like, that's not your fault if something happens to you, but still, yeah, don't put yourself in a situation either. You guys listen to this.
Then
All you want to do.
why don't
you're-
you date black
you're-
girls
you're-
then? Why
first
are
of-
all your girlfriends non?
Well, I'm actually biracial a little, so it's just like.
I'm
But
just
what I-
saying. So what? But what are you talking about?
What
And you
I'm
don't
saying
even
is
date girls
you
within your
want to
race.
go for these type of men.
I don't want to go for anybody.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Whoa, this girl's a liar.
I don't go
But what
for
I'm saying,
anything. I don't go
You
for
can't
anyone.
do this shit with me sitting over here. You can't do this. Whatever you be doing over here and playing with these niggas over here, you can't play with me like that. You can't. 'Cause you're talking to me. Like, you're not
right.
talking.
I'm talking
you're
to you.
not
You don't
talking
make
to-
any sense because you
You're
told
not
me you don't date
talking
girls
to these
of your
other
own
niggas.
race.
I'm talking about
Every girl you've been with is
Kim
like Indian,
Kardashian.
Middle Eastern.
Y'all want to
Why
come
do
for
you
these
date?
black
So
niggas.
do you?
You feel
I
what I'm saying?
pressed it.
And then you don't want to deal. See, this is the problem, and especially with like non-racial, like non-African American females. It's like y'all want black men. Y'all want the 6'7" big dick niggas, but y'all don't want to deal with our trauma. Y'all don't want to deal with y'all don't want to deal with nothing else but that.
So why?
In other terms, he's saying y'all don't want to deal with our drama and y'all don't want to deal with the stress that comes along with being in a relationship with a black man. That's what he's saying. But you know what? What I find so funny, how you will have a man like this who will probably weaponize, what is it called? Weaponizing. When they weaponize other women of other races against black women, and then you have these women of the other races and stuff like that, and they got to be the ones to put the brothers in check, because those are the women who usually are propped up over us. I mean, you even heard Nick Cannon say being with a white woman is of status. I mean, you even heard Kevin Samuel say, hey, out here in a certain world of business, being with a white woman, having a white woman on your arms is of a better status. So you have the brothers who prop these women up in those positions, but you guys just don't know how you are propping them up in those positions. They're going to weaponize that against you in the long run. In the long run, they're going to weaponize that. But looking at stuff on both sides, I do see what he's saying. Like, hey, y'all want these black men features, and you like that I'm athletic and I got a big peen, and you like them curly hair babies, we can procreate together, but you don't want them black people problems. See, everybody want to be black until it's time to be black. And that's exactly what he's saying. Like Irvin said, poetic. Yes. Oh, what's up with your Kels? Good afternoon. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. But like I said, I'm the type, I look at things on both ends. I really do. But at the same time, the same women who y'all prop up, those gonna be the same women to wake y'all up like, hey, snap out of it. You weaponize me against the black woman. And let's just keep it 100. A lot of those women of other races who, date the black guys, it's because they're curious about what y'all like in bed. And then a lot of the women who are of a certain stature who could pull the athletes and the rappers, that's the type of black guys that they want. But usually when you see just a regular white woman or another woman of another race and they dating and get with a black guy, it's usually because most of the other white guys or the other guys in their community were like done with them. So the black men will take it. Like, it's like you going downstairs taking your trash out and somebody pop up and be like, oh, I grabbed that trash for you, I'll take it. They don't even walk to the dumpster with the trash. They just grab the trash. What's up with your bougie Barbie? Shout out to the fam. Shout out to the moderator. So yeah, it's basically like a lot of those women who end up dating the black guys, and I'm not talking about the people like the Kim Kardashians and stuff like that, with her dating. She dates athletes, rappers, and stuff like that. But these regular white women, Korean women, women of other races and ethnicities, when they start dating black guys, it's usually because the guys in their community don't want to F with them no more. Let's keep it 100. So, like, you have that Korean guy. Just picture this, y'all. Picture this. Okay, he's in his condo, right? And he's like, well, I'm about to go to work. Let me get my trash together. Everything I don't want in my house, let me get it together and I'm going to take it out. So it's like they come down the elevator and they're walking outside and they had a trash in their hand. It could be a brown bag, a black bag, or whatever. So they about to walk to the dumpster with their trash, and you will have a black man come out of nowhere. Hey, I'll take that trash for you. So really, and I'm being honest, I'm not saying all, because it is probably some black women that'll see a man dating outside his race and be like, oh, but I look at it like, hey, they picked up the discarded goods that the other men in those races didn't want. So that's why when a lot of white women be feeling like black women are their competition because they're dating our men, baby, we don't feel like you competition because you got the guys off of our hands who we was walking down our stairs about to take our trash out, and y'all came along and grabbed the trash bag for us. So, I mean, that's a big thing of how it's going, especially out here in this dating pool that we dealing in. It's crazy. The 4B movement that started in South Korea, to free men of their responsibility by not sleeping, dating, or marrying them. Exactly. Because you know what? I don't know too much about the men in South Korea, but I don't think I see them on podcasts, complaining about child support and how they women won't submit to them. I really just I don't see other races doing it. Like these women are stubborn. These women won't submit. I am sick of these women. It's like I only hear I'm not gonna say our men because every black man don't belong to me, but I only see black men doing it. And just being honest, I don't really see a big number of them doing that. And this right here, I want y'all to see this. Hold on. This when I seen this, I said, y'all, these men out here that's complaining about submission, if you're a man out here in this world right now complaining about submission, strap on your seatbelts right now. Because something like this going down will cause it where these women never gonna submit to y'all. These women, you never gonna get submission, and I'm gonna tell you why. You guys check this out.
Guys, I'm here in Kansas City, and I came across this all-gender bathroom. Literally all gender. Look at this. 20 stalls, all gender. This is crazy. Forgive me for filming in a bathroom, but this is all gender. I hate this. I absolutely hate. I've never seen an all gender bathroom. I am not going in here. I don't like this.
Look, she said she's not going in here. Well, I guess she said she's not going to use the bathroom in there. But I said they have an all gender bathroom. This somewhere, I believe she said it's in Kansas. That's what she said. Her name is Morgan, I think. But yeah, this happened in Kansas City. So they have an all gender bathroom. Like men who are actually saying they woman won't submit to them, the women not gonna submit to y'all for real now. Because they're gonna feel equal to you. You're equal to me if we're able to go out in public and use the same bathroom. They're trying to make it where it's even playing fields. And this is, I'm sorry, but I feel like, my opinion, it just looks unsafe. It just looks so unsafe to have an all gender bathroom. Yep, she said, I do feel like other races of men have it just as bad. Yeah, I feel like other men have it just as bad. Only black men are affected though. Oh no. Yep, I feel like black men usually are the first affected whenever things go down. But you guys gotta take in account to this too. All men are affected by certain things, but it's the men who have the most money who become most affected. Be others. Yep, it could be others too. Oh yeah, and this is what I was thinking too. Just think about the biggest amount of men who have to pay stuff like alimony, or you have to pay after the divorce, you have to pay alimony and spousal support. Think of how many black men you know in your neighborhood who has had to pay alimony or child support after a divorce. I would love for them to comment on the video. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to stuff like an alimony or a spousal support, and your wife being able to draw off your 401k after the divorce, that's stuff that people with a lot of money deal with. So you have those type of men, And then, you know, you have a man who I just got to pay child support. You know, just think of that man who got to pay alimony, spousal support, child support. And God forbid if you in a state like a California where the woman can draw she can draw the alimony as long as she don't get married. So you got women out here who won't even get married because it'll cut off their spousal support. So just think of all the money those men are out of versus a man who just got to pay the child support. What you say? Hold on. She said it's not a compliment to be single. We're ugly, and that's why we on the 4B movement. Girl, you is silly. What you say? No, but no, I don't look at it like that. I don't look at it. It don't have nothing to do with looks because in a lot of these videos of the women that's talking about decentering men and the women who are talking about they on the 4B movement, like it's some pretty women out there that don't want nothing to do with men. And that's kind of scary. I mean, that should be scary to y'all. It ain't scary to me. But I was just thinking, like, oh my God, to me, it destroys your relationship and that you had to work 3 times harder for, but can go in with their bodies fitting another man with your money. Oh, I promise. Just imagine real Mad TV. Just imagine you being the man that still have to pay your ex-wife alimony and spousal support, and you got to pay a child support. Even if you're a man and just taking a shot in the dark, let's say you're a man that make $300,000 a year. I mean, that spousal support, child support, all them supports, and this woman gonna sit around and not even get married because she gonna still be able to draw your money. Man, you will be sitting around mad. You're gonna be like that man on what's the name of that show? Charlie Sheen was on. It was called 2.5 Men. You remember Charlie Sheen brother? Charlie Sheen brother, his ex-wife ended up buying a pair of new boobs. I mean, she stay going on trips, and then he got to babysit the boy. I don't know. On 2.5 Men, Charlie Sheen brother was a bit of a beta male. I'm gonna have to just say that he was a beta male, and like he was just so weak. I guess those are the guys who they speak against. Charlie Sheen. Men go your own way. Yep. The men going their own way. But them men never went their own way. Them men never went their own way, Urban. Just being honest. I mean, like when people be saying, oh man, just like that man said in that video on TikTok. And I'm gonna have to turn this into a part 2, you guys, because I'm gonna sure have to wrap this up and head on out. But let me see if I can find this video here. I'm not trying to laugh at the brother because I'm gonna be honest. The man in this video, he looked like he really missed whoever his ex-girlfriend is. It looked like he had her in mind. He had her in mind, and it just looked like he was missing his woman. Hold up. I got it on Capital. Let me get this off of Capital. Okay, so a man says he needs a woman. Okay, so yeah, a man ended up making this video. And he was like, I need a woman. I ain't gonna lie no more. So look, you know what this reminded me of? And I ain't even gonna lie. I don't know if you guys are familiar with I know you guys seen Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but it was like a part on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when like all the guys, they were like all like the women was upset with all the men and stuff. And Will was telling Jeffrey, man, you gotta be strong. Don't tell her you need her. Don't tell her this, don't tell her that. And Jeffrey ended up seeing his girlfriend, I think it was Naomi Campbell, when she was a guest star on Fresh Prince. And Jeffrey was like, I love you. I need you. And, and Will was throwing his hands up like, oh man, what is you doing? What is you doing? And he was like, we need you. Next battle of the sexes. Oh, yes. That'll be a good show topic too. Men need women. Battle of the sexes. Like, they really do need them. Like, everything Will was telling him, and it's basically like that red pill stuff. Man, play it off. Don't let her know you love her. Don't tell her this. Don't tell her that. And Jeffrey seen the woman. He just told her, hey, I love you. I need you. I want you. And Will was like, oh, man. You know how he throw his hands up and stuff, and he all dramatic. But, like, yeah, it's like y'all need us, but it's like they don't want to do what they need to do to keep us. We need you. Yeah, I was just thinking that like they really do, but they'll do everything but show you. I'll let Money Boy know. Okay. But oh yes, let's see. These are just whether they want a woman or not. I promise they can't even make it up in their mind whether they want a woman or not. Most definitely, I gotta come with a part 2. I get off at 7, so I have time to come with a part 2. If y'all be here tonight, come on back. I'm gonna go ahead and make the little live and everything. I'm gonna drop it in the comment section. I sure appreciate y'all coming hollering at me on this Friday afternoon. I know we going into the weekend. A lot of y'all probably be moving and grooving probably tonight because I know it's Friday night. Most definitely, I'm gonna come with a part 2 on Monday. I gotta come with a part 2 on this on Monday. I'm gonna continue this. That's why in the title I had put part 1. So I'm coming with a part 2. I thank you all for coming and tuning in with me, and I appreciate you guys. You guys make sure you share, like. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. Big shout out to my moderators, all my subscribers. Urban Podcast, Money Boy in the building. Mad TV, I'm gonna check you out. Shout out to Bougie Barbie, my moderator in the building. All in the building. And shout out to Kels. And I'm gonna see you guys real soon. And I'm signing out. Katie Talk 101. Peace.